Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Analytics Live Fast 5 event. Today, we want to talk about anonymization and de-identification, in particular with respect to medical images. With the increasing use of digital technology in healthcare today, the need to protect patient privacy has never been more crucial. I apologize for my view here. My hair is not matching very well with the background. Why is anonymization so essential? Well, medical images contain some sensitive information about patients. Protecting this data not only safeguards the individual's privacy, but it also ensures compliance with various data protection regulations. HIPAA, GDPR come to mind. With anonymized data, facilities can leverage their data for use internally or even externally with monetization strategies. But making sure that the anonymization and de-identification is done correctly is obviously vital to that. Today, there's a lot of tools out there for providers that remove or encrypt patient identifiers like names and addresses, but the devil is in the details, and that's where there's more to this than meets the eye. Beyond removing the obvious direct identifiers, there's a lot of different techniques like pixelation or blurring to obscure facial features in a CT exam. They also employ some advanced methods such as pseudo anonymization or fake names type of thing, where unique identifiers are replaced with artificial identifiers. And then there's hashing and shifting of dates and things like that. However, there are challenges with some of these tools. For example, I know from my past life at a PACS vendor that vendor used military rank to insert their master patient index number. Some freeware tools are based on scripting, which not only makes it difficult to understand and use, but there's only a certain number of fields that are included in their anonymization process. So it's highly likely that something like military rank would go missing or not be analyzed, and that identification information would then be breached. Another challenge is that these tools might delete the clinically relevant information, preferring to err on the side of caution. Let's just delete everything. That then means somebody has to go back in and relabel all of that data. And that in itself becomes a challenge. So striking the right balance between preserving the diagnostic value of the image and anonymizing sensitive information is tricky. You also have to consider where that PHI may reside in the actual image. So a lot of ultrasound units still today burn that PHI into the pixel, and a lot of freeware versions don't address this, or they require manual intervention. You got to go in and put the little black box over the name, which is great until the next upgrade to the ultrasound operating system and the patient name moves or gets longer or something happens, and now you have to go back and do this. And again, manual intervention. Manual intervention might be okay, but again, it doesn't scale when you start doing large volumes of studies. And it still allows for mistakes to happen if something outside the norm happens. A lot of hospitals are making commendable efforts, and there's still a lot of variability in the implementation of these techniques, but there may be some things that are still missing in the way of the latest advancements. And there could be a lack of standardized protocols between departments within an institution as to how data will be anonymized. Specifically, if you're thinking about how you submit data to a registry versus how data to a research database might be submitted. Education and awareness are obviously key, and the hospitals should invest in training their staff on the latest techniques and regularly update their protocols. But collaboration between providers and Analytic can also foster the development of a more robust and foolproof anonymization method. We at Analytic have developed NCOG. It's a de-identification and anonymization tool for medical images. By reviewing the data using the latest AI algorithms, NCOG can determine where patient information lies. As a former tech, it wasn't uncommon to fat finger the keyboard and tab into another field when typing the patient's name or some other information. Occasionally, we'd miss that we'd done this and not correct it. I didn't say I was a great tech, probably why I'm not a tech anymore. But NCOG can detect that PHI regardless of where it sits and use those variety of techniques to protect the data. As I mentioned, hashtagging hashing, shifting the dates, deleting the non-clinically relevant data, and protect that clinically relevant data. The outcome is any field that contains PHI is protected, and the more important information is maintained. An added value is that NCOG can also process data in bulk, which enables large volumes of data being used for, say, research to be processed quickly and with little manual intervention. Of course, we give you the opportunity to review the results. You can choose how many you want to do, 10%, 20%, 30%. But using AI to anonymize and de-identify the data when combined with data standardization tool Index creates the foundation for you to build a standardized, anonymized database. That time spent cleansing the data for disease registries is greatly reduced, and researchers spend more time researching and less time preparing data. I think the stats say somewhere between 60 and 80% of their time is spent finding, cleansing, and preparing the data for research. So let us help you out. We can execute a data monetization strategy with you so you can turn the decades of medical image archives that right now costing you money into a revenue source. Thanks for joining our live Fast Five. Visit us at analytic.com to learn more about how NCOG can anonymize your data, or stop by the booth 5851 at HIMSS in Florida in a couple weeks, and we'll see you there. Otherwise, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.